What's going on, everybody? This is Demetrius Harris, your DAC funding broker. And on this channel, I help business owners get access to funding in all types of industries. If you're a CEO, founder, president, owner, or decision maker in a business and need money for payroll, operations, expansion, equipment, working capital, or growth, this video is for you. Before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more funding content. Happy 4th of July. Let's get into it. A lot of CEOs are focused on growth, leadership, strategy, and building their companies, but they still run into cash flow pressure when it is time to cover payroll, manage operations, invest in growth, improve infrastructure, or move on a new opportunity. In this video, I'm going to break down how CEO funding works, what lenders usually look for, common mistakes to avoid, and how the right capital may help a business grow stronger. Let's start with the reality of leading a business. No matter how strong your leadership is, your company still needs capital to operate. You may have payroll, rent, utilities, software, inventory, marketing, vendor bills, taxes, equipment, expansion costs, and other operating pressures. Even if revenue is coming in, cash flow timing can still create serious pressure. That is why many CEOs look for business funding. It is not always because their company is struggling. Sometimes it is because their company is growing and needs more room to move. When I say CEO funding, I'm really talking about business funding for the person leading the company. That may mean working capital, equipment funding, expansion funding, payroll support, inventory funding, or capital for infrastructure and growth. CEOs are often the decision makers who need to choose the right type of funding based on what their business actually needs. So CEO funding is not about personal money, it is about business capital for business needs. There are many reasons CEOs seek funding for their companies. Some need capital for payroll. Some need working capital for daily operations. Others need money for inventory, equipment, software, technology upgrades, facilities, staffing, marketing, expansion, or opening another location. Some companies need capital to stabilize cash flow. Others need it because growth opportunities are in front of them right now. The right funding can help with both. One of the most common forms of funding CEOs look for is working capital. Working capital is flexible business funding that may be used for day-to-day operating needs. That can include payroll, rent, utilities, inventory, marketing, vendor payments, insurance, and general business expenses. This type of capital matters because most businesses do not run into pressure one expense at a time. Usually it is multiple pressures at once. Working capital helps create breathing room. A lot of people assume that if a company is growing, cash should not be a problem. But growth can actually create more pressure. A company may need to hire more people, increase inventory, add software, improve systems, expand marketing, or build out operations before the full revenue from growth fully shows up. That is why many CEOs seek funding even when the company is moving in the right direction. Growth takes money first. One of the biggest responsibilities CEOs face is making sure payroll is covered. Employees expect to be paid on time. If a business is growing, staffing often grows too. But more payroll means more pressure before the return from that growth fully arrives. Funding may help a company support payroll, keep the team stable, and continue operating without unnecessary strain. Another major issue for CEOs is operations. Businesses often need money for systems, software, equipment, office needs, logistics, transportation, customer service support, compliance, repairs, and infrastructure. These are not always flashy expenses, but they are critical to keeping a company strong. Funding may help CEOs strengthen the foundation of the business, not just cover short-term bills. Some CEOs need funding for equipment, machineries, vehicles, technologies, or office infrastructure. That may include computers, production equipment, service vehicles, warehouse tools, POS systems, industry-specific machines, or specialty assets tied to their business model. Equipment funding can help protect cash flow by allowing the company to invest in what it needs without paying the full cost up front. Growth takes capital. Maybe the company wants to enter a new market, launch a new service, expand locations, hire more staff, increase marketing, or build operational capacity. Expansion usually means more expenses before the full return shows up. That is why access to funding can be such a major advantage. It helps CEOs move on opportunities instead of delaying them because of limited cash flow. Now let's talk about what lenders usually look for when reviewing a business for funding. First, they often look at time of business. Second, they look at monthly revenue and whether deposits are consistent. Third, they may review your cash flow, bank activity, existing debt, and personal credit profile of the owner or decision maker. The key thing to understand is that lenders usually look at the full business picture, not just one factor by itself. A lot of CEOs assume funding comes down only to credit. Credit matters, but it is not always the only factor. Revenue matters. Deposits matters. Bank activity matters. Time in business matters. Overall business strength matters. So if a business is bringing in steady revenue and showing real activity, there may still be options available, even if the credit profile is not perfect. One of the biggest mistakes CEOs make is waiting too long. They wait until payroll gets tight, systems start failing, growth slows down, or an opportunity is already slipping away. Another mistake is not being clear on what the funding is really for. Some lenders know they need money, but they are not specific about whether the problem is payroll, inventory, growth, equipment, or operations. Other mistakes include too many overdrafts, weak record keeping, mixing business and personal finances, and not fully understanding existing debt. The stronger and cleaner the business looks, the better. CEOs should know average monthly revenue, major expenses, debt load, and what the funds will be used for. They should keep business banking organized and separate from personal activity. They should understand how the money will strengthen the business. This is important because lenders want confidence. They want to see a business that looks stable, active, and manageable. Let's say a CEO is leading a growing company that needs more payroll support. better system, stronger marketing, and more working capital to keep up with demand. Funding may help support the growth without draining the company's operating cash. Or maybe the business wants to add another location, buy equipment, or expand into another market. The right funding may help that CEO move faster and with more confidence. The right funding can help a CEO lead from a stronger position. It can help reduce pressure on payroll, stabilize operation, support growth, improve systems, strengthen cash flow, and create room to make smarter business decisions. It can also help a leader move from reacting to problems toward building a stronger long-term strategy. When used wisely, funding becomes a business tool, not just an emergency move. If you want to improve your approval odds, keep business deposits consistent. Separate personal and business finances. Reduce overdrafts and negative bank activity. Keep records organized. Know your average monthly revenue. Understand your current debt. Be clear on what the funding will be used for, and do not wait until the business is already under major pressure before exploring options. Preparation makes a big difference. At the end of the day, a lot of funding decisions come down to positioning. Two CEOs may both run active companies, but the business with stronger deposits, cleaner bank statements, better organization, and a clearer funding purpose usually looks stronger to a lender. The better you position the company, the better your chances may be. CEO funding is really about giving business leaders access to the capital they need to support payroll, operations, equipment, expansion, and growth. The key is understanding what lenders usually look at, the full business picture. The better prepared and organized the business is, the stronger the approval odds may become. The right funding at the right time can help a CEO lead the company with more strength and more flexibility. If you're a CEO, founder, or business owner and need funding for payroll, operations, equipment, or growth, check the link in the description to see what options may be available for your business. And make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more funding content. And I just want to say happy 4th of July. I'm out at the park just kind of enjoying myself. As you can see, just out here just walking around, enjoying the scenery. And I will see you in the next video.